What's it going to be, boys and girls? Are we going to have higher taxes? Or are we going to finally allow slots and keep the money that's heading out of Maryland already to Delaware and West Virginia, Atlantic City, and elsewhere here in Maryland, where we need the money? It's one or the other. And I think that the opponents of slots are the reason to blame for this new tax. And for all those pious Marylanders out there who's sitting back there thinking you're holier than thou, keeping slots from this state, you are lying to yourselves. And when I hear Speaker Mike Bush talk, I realize that that's something that you all have grown to be very comfortable with. But the truth is, this state cannot go on sending money it needs out to Delaware, out to West Virginia, and up to Atlantic City. Okay? This state can no longer afford to do that. Stand in these schools. Stand and take a look at what Maryland does with the billions of dollars that are piled into Annapolis every year. Keno, lottery, scratch-offs, all this is okay. This is totally fine. But bring in a business, revitalize a neighborhood, keep an industry alive. No. We're against that. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because out-of-state casinos, such as you find in Atlantic City, Dover, and now coming even big time in West Virginia where they just got table games, come into Maryland, set up anti-gambling nonprofit groups, fund that group, and then that group in turn organizes, lobbies, and funds politicians under the guise of Christian conservative and piety against the evils and vice of gambling. It's all a lie. It is an absolute 100% lie. And I believe that it has become such a crisis that we need to start having the opponents of slots stand up, respond here, tell me why I'm wrong. Get up there and tell me, tell YouTube, tell, young Maryland that you are absolutely, positively not in the pockets of these casinos out of state. Tell us all that it is perfectly reasonable that taxes be increased whilst we keep slots out of the state and send the money out to these organizations I believe are funding you. Tell me that these children who we can't keep the lights on, who you have failed to be able to properly fund, you still refuse to allow slots in a few specific locations. It's an embarrassment, and it is a poverty. That is not Christian conservative. It is not practical, and it will not be forgotten.